Okay, welcome to part 2 of eliminating embarrassing writing errors. So, again, remember this lovely quote: writing without revising is the literary equivalent of waltzing gaily out of the house in your underwear. Remember that. Okay. Alright, so in the last video we talked about the first read through should be about making sure that your story flows. Okay, so and you've not left anything else. Now, next thing, well, sorry, what you needed to do there in that bit was focus on the big picture at first. Okay, so then forget about the commas and the spelling during the first few runs through your draft. Okay, again, right now you need to focus on whether your book addresses the questions and viewpoints that you want your reader to go away with. Okay, so again, making sure that you have included everything that you wish to include and that it actually makes sense, that you haven't left anything out, that the reader is not left wondering, or what's that about, or what happens next is not a bad thing, that if you're at the end of the book or at the end of a chapter. Okay, so then of course spell and grammar checking. These days we tend to write on our computers, okay, and we use programs that have spell check and grammar check installed within them. However, pardon me, it's very important that you use these programs. However, you need to keep in mind that they're not 100% accurate and they do not pick up everything. And sometimes you'll find that they are using, depending how you've got your settings set up on your computer, sometimes they try and put in the American version of spelling and not the Australian way. So an example too of other things that spell check doesn't pick up could be, so they will meet later should of course read they will meet later. So not meet as in food, or meet as in they will actually physically meet. So this is why it's really important to go over your work more than once, because this is quite a common problem that people have. Okay, run-ons and fragments. Run-on sentences and sentence fragments are two of the most common errors that I find new writers have. Okay, so please make sure that each clause is dependent and can stand alone. All right, make sure that you don't combine two unrelated clauses into one sentence. It's not ideal, okay? The other thing is misspelling confusing words. It's so easy to read right past words that are spelled correctly, however, are actually the wrong words when you actually go to proofread. So make sure you look out for these. The most common problem words are your / your, or you are, there or there, so they are there, affect or effect, advise or advice, lie or lay, and then there's sit or sat. Okay. Punctuation apologies and capitalization errors. Again, these errors can also be easily missed when you don't proofread carefully. So please remember that every sentence begins with a capital letter and every sentence ends with a period or other end mark. So, an exclamation mark, question mark, that kind of thing. Remember to check for comma errors and correct use of apostrophes as well. Okay, make the prose flow. So are there areas of the book where your thoughts wander or you're confused? If you're experiencing that, then guess what? So is your reader. So be sure that your text flows seamlessly throughout the whole book. Because if it doesn't flow for you, it's not going to flow for the reader. Okay? You may be able to put, fill in the blanks. Your reader's not going to be able to do that. So keep that in mind. Okay? Okay, so does your book deliver what it promises? So the purchaser and reader of your book actually had a reason for choosing it over other books. So maybe it was the blurb that you had on the front or the back cover that promised information about a certain subject or process that interested them. So if you do write something like that, be sure that your book covers what you claim it will. Okay, so an example, if you're saying that your book's about dogs and you actually talk about cats, that's not going to, really impress the reader. Okay, and then they're not going to buy any other books that you write, and that's not what you want. Okay, so really remember that. Okay, are your facts accurate? This is really important. So check and recheck the facts that you present in the book to ensure that it's accurate. So especially if you're doing a factual type book, saying that it happened in 1943 when in actual fact it happened in 1960, people that are going to read a factual book, they'll either know that that's incorrect or they'll look it up. So you need to really, for credibility, make sure that that is accurate. So nothing can ruin your book more than inaccuracy in your content, okay? So please be very, very careful of that. Okay, so that's it for part 2, and I'll see you in the next video, which is part 3 of eliminating writing errors. Okay, until then, see you later.